So in this video, I'm not going to be talking about spoiler content. I'm just going to be talking about the anime, the light novels, and the game, and just going over sort of the relationships that Belle has with a multitude of the different girls, particularly about Hestia, because I think one of the issues about harems, and this is a big problem with harems, is that when you have a multitude of different girls that are in love with the same main protagonist, and he doesn't have to have feelings back for them for it to be a harem. So just to clarify what a harem is, it's 3 or more girls that are in love with the same person. It doesn't have to be reciprocated. So just point that out. But the issue is that the story has established from the very beginning that Aiz and Belle are going to be together. That has been established in the anime, the light novels, and the game. The game is put it as destiny. It's all backstory destiny type stuff. It's like rock solid. Like, you can't argue against it. It's just the only debate is whether it will go down the harem route or just the singular Belle and Aiz, and that's it. Now, I'm not saying that I want it to go down the harem route. I've just been saying that I'm not opposed to a harem route. I'm just opposed to the idea that Belle will not be with Aiz, because that has been established from the very beginning. It doesn't matter who I like as best girl. Best girl doesn't matter in this, because that's just an opinion that doesn't matter, because it's already been established that Belle and Aiz are destined to be together. Whether he ends up picking more than one girl, though, that's the real debate, which I don't think it will probably go down that route, because it's pretty clear throughout the story that Belle is going to be with Aiz and Aiz is going to be with Belle. Like, they're in love with each other. Though some people have argued that Aiz doesn't love Belle, fine if you want to argue that, but she clearly has a crush on him. So if it's not love, it's a crush, and it's developing. Otherwise, why does she get so antsy about other girls getting too close to Belle? I mean, that's been established in the anime multitude of times. The problem is that the anime makes Aiz a cardboard cutout, and the side story light novels that got one season was atrociously done. That was more used as a recap, going over Belle's stuff, and ignored Aiz completely. And yes, there was an annoying character in there, but she does get better later on in the story. And the other issue with the main story anime is that Hestia is used more as a fan service prop rather than actually following the source material properly, which, again, they do that just to sell the DVDs, the Blu-rays, the OVAs, and the merchandise. But they also make Aiz very much of a cardboard cutout throughout the anime, which is annoying. But even with that, even with the anime doing an atrocious job at establishing Aiz as that love interest, it is still very clear from a mile away that they are destined to be together. That's been established. And the whole joke is that Belle was meant to go into the dungeon, save a girl, and have the girl fall in love with him, and they live happily ever after, but it flipped the other way. Belle was saved by a girl, and he fell in love with them. They're going to live happily ever after. So I see a lot of comments of people trying to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, that they, as an anime-only fan, which I know because they keep asking where to read the light novels. They haven't read the light novels, apparently, but they tell me that they know the story better, even though the anime, the light novels, and the game, which is canon, has established that Belle and Aiz are going to get together. It doesn't matter what your opinion is, and it doesn't matter what my opinion is. The story has established that. And if the story was to deviate away from that, it would then contradict volumes upon volumes upon volumes of backstory and hinting and world building. Just in the new recent volumes, not volume 18, but volume 17 and 16. I think particularly 16, because there was a thing that happened, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a thing that happens in volume 16 that establishes this concept that Belle and Aiz are kind of like playing out this destiny. They're replaying history in a way. And this has been hinted at in the earlier stages. I'm just talking about volume 16 specifically because it's a lot more apparent, but it's been hinted at in the earlier volumes. It's been hinted in the game. So it's not spoiler because it's been hinted a multitude of times. It's just being thrown in your face a lot more now. It used to be a little hint, then a bigger hint, then an even bigger hint, and now it's just like a sledgehammer in your face going, surprise, this is what's going to happen. So I can understand why some anime-only fans get confused, because the anime uses Hestia as more of a fan service prop and kind of treats Aiz like a cardboard cutout, where even a harem main protagonist has more personality than her. That's more just a running joke at some other male harem protagonists out there in harems that just they have like a cardboard cutout default personality that's like a self-insert, and Aiz sometimes feels like that in the anime, but she doesn't feel like that in the light novels. And it's very clear. Otherwise, why would Aiz and Hestia constantly be running around trying to stop every girl from advancing on it? Like, that kind of stuff happens all the time. It's like the running joke. And especially in the anime where Aiz is standing up watching Bell as he's been, like, attacked by all these different girls, like, sitting there yelling at him about him being, you know, stop being a playboy. And she's just kind of just sitting there looking, almost, like, infatuated, being like, oh, he is a playboy. She clearly has some interest in him, and it's been established throughout the story. It's just her feelings are still yet to mature much more than what Belle's are. But that's the whole point of the light novels. It's building that up. It's not just going to happen over one volume. It's a multitude of volumes. So this whole idea that Belle is going to just suddenly dump Aiz and shack up with Hestia or the elf or even Freya, it's not going to happen. Yes, I'm a Freya fan, but even I know that Belle and Freya aren't going to get together. That's just ridiculous. Even though it's clear that he's kind of just like going in that one very specific direction, for some reason anime-only fans seem to think that it's not going to turn out that way. So I'm not trying to hate on anyone's opinion, because you're entitled to your own opinion, but the problem is this isn't about opinions. This is about established story that's going to happen. It's a destiny thing, and it would just destroy the light novel series if it deviated away from that. So even though people could say, oh, well, what if it was a surprise twist at the end? That would destroy the entire story. That's like establishing a murder mystery and hinting everything at one person, and then suddenly picking the random person that makes no sense. It would destroy the light novels, and it would just lead to outrage. Which, yes, there are many light novels and mangas that do that, but I feel like the author's not that kind of person. I don't think this author is going to do that when they've been hinting at stuff from the very beginning. Unless there's a very good reason, which there isn't. It's already been set in stone. So I'd love to know your thoughts. Some of the comments that I definitely get are quite spicy and interesting, calling Belle a beta male and an SIMP. If that's what you want to call Belle, that's fine, but it feels like you've spent a little bit too much time on probably a couple of forum posts, and you think throwing around buzzwords that have been watered down is somehow going to make your point more solid. It's not going to work, because at the end of the day, those words just get watered down so badly. And also, I've seen one comment where they say that Belle and Aiz doesn't make sense because there are better, more attractive girls out there and stronger girls out there than Aiz. If you're basing your entire opinion based on physical attraction alone, then that says more about you than it does about anyone else. And Aiz is like the second ranked strongest person in the city. Otter's the only stronger person. Now, you could argue, and I've asked some other light novel fans as well, and people that have played the games about this, but if Aiz is going at her full strength, most people have said that she is the strongest. At full strength, Aiz is the second strongest in the city. Otter is the only stronger one, and he's male. So to say that Aiz isn't the strongest woman or girl in the city, you clearly haven't read the source material and thought about it hardly enough. But I mean, that can be debated, but I feel like if Aiz is going at full strength, she is the strongest. That one, I feel like is a bit of a stretch to say that she's not the strongest, and that's why Belle won't get with her, because she's not the strongest and she's unattractive. Like, it just feels like it's a bit of straw manning to come up with that argument. But hey, I look forward to seeing all the comments, because they definitely are quite spicy. So I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Of course, if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more anime content, and I'll see you beautiful nerds in the next video.